How's it going, boys? I am back with a Cubs fan reacts video, and Theo Epstein has just stepped down. Um, has just stepped down from president of baseball operations for the Chicago Cubs. And I just want to say thank you, Theo, for the World Series, but it feels bittersweet. Because on the one hand, you got arguably one of the greatest curse breakers in MLB history, and he just left. Don't know where he's gonna go, but I'm thinking I was calling for a rebuild last year, and they would not give it to me. I want a rebuild. I want a full-on rebuild. And I know, like, all my friends say, like, what everyone I've talked to about baseball says, you're not going to win 400. Doesn't mean you can't be a good team in the meantime. So, yeah, I think you have the run with this core. I mean, it was disappointing because you had all these great players. He brought in, you don't win the World Series if you don't have Addison Russell. You don't win the World Series if you don't have Javier Baez. You don't win the World Series without Chris Bryant. You don't win the World Series without Rizzo. All those were Theo bring-ins. And even the pitching, Lester, Lackey, even though Lackey didn't do much in the World Series, he had like 2 losses, I think. Hendricks, big Game 7 performance. Arrieta, big Game 6 performance. I remember. And now it looks like this team is going back in that direction of a rebuild. But it's overdue, I think. These things come and go, and all Cubs fans, enjoy it. These things come and go. Like, look at the Kings. Like, they're in the middle of their rebuild now. It's fun. You're going to have some tough years, but you're also going to have a chance to look at the young talent. I have heard some trades about, like, Nico Horner. No, I have heard some trades, like, honestly, I don't think you're moving the Hayward contract. But well, that's for some. But like, look, I'm not sure how much you're gonna get for like Chris Bryant. I mean, ideally, I would like 2 top 20 prospects, 2 prospects, but you gotta rebuild this team. Schwarber has now lived up to his potential. Baez can get better. I know that. Bryant, he had a rough year this year. Happ is the only one I would say that is safe. Because you still have control over him for like a few more years. I think you still have like 3 more years to control over Happ. But yeah, like you have 3 more years of Happ. Horner, you have like 5 more years of, but he has something the Cubs lineup does not have a lot of. And Contreras you may have to look for a replacement for Contreras. Maybe shipping off the Yankees would be a good idea, but you're gonna need a lot. Because if I was the Cubs, I would look at the Yankees' offer for Darvish. If they're willing to go all in and give someone like Davy Garcia, I would love that. Because you get a young prospect pitcher, and you get back, and it makes sense for both teams. Yankees, if they're trying to win now, which they are, And maybe you could work on some magic with the. But if you're gonna throw in like the Stanton contract, I need another top prospect back. I'm gonna need another top guy. So like, I'm gonna need maybe some like Dominguez or because Horner and Ed Howard. Ed Howard, I think he was the Cubs pick last year. Good young shortstop, great defensive shortstop, quick hands. But I think you have some of the pieces in place to run it back. Like redo like the same thing, like get the young talent. Because Caratini can be a decent catcher. I know that to be a fact. He can catch in this league. He can catch in the MLB. And that's a fact. But their identity is just so off. Like they're in the postseason, I think they're like 0 for 21 in like the last few years. Not the young core that you want. And I guess it was one last hurrah, but and I think teams that make sense for Theo are like the Mets, or personally, I'm not mind seeing in Cleveland, but Theo, he did a good of job as you can do with the Cubs rebuild. It just did not end the way that you want it to end. But yeah, so Jed Hoy's gonna take over, former GM. So you still have like the same, so you still have the same management staff or like same regime, which I don't think it's a good idea. But anyway, please like and subscribe, and hope you enjoyed. And I'm out. Bye.